kind of an opposite question of what we've asked before, because usually it is, after reviewing the game film, are you still happy with how the team played? After Saturdays, when you weren't extremely pleased with the way the team played, when reviewing the game film, was it better than what you thought, or was it still pretty much what you had in mind?
I really thought our kids played hard, that game. I thought our offensive line did a good job, of blocking and opening up some running lanes for our running backs. I thought defensively, I really thought our D-line played really, really well. Got a lot of penetration, got a lot of pressure on TJ Davis, but, just still too many mistakes. The fumbles and, giving up the big plays and, not being able to, hold teams to field goals after, sudden changes and those type of things. And just, I don't know, I just feel like sometimes in that game it's just maybe it's our maturity level is just we're up kind of down. Either we're really, really good or we're really kind of bad. So we've got to find that happy medium of where we're really not even a happy medium of where we're always intense and excited and playing with a lot of energy. And that's something that I think this group needs to build on, is that part of it. But I'm glad we got the win. I thought our kids did the things they needed to do to win that ball game, but there's a lot of things in that game that we need to get fixed and get fixed this week and change and mature a little bit.
Is the positive out of that maybe those are all fixable things as opposed to looking at game film and going, and we just don't have we don't have the guys to pull this off?
Yeah, it is. That's the positive thing. We got guys to do these things that we're asking to do, and some of them are just missed assignments. Jack's second interception is just a missed assignment by the wide receiver running the wrong route. His interception across the middle is just give it a little bit more time, and then the ball security part's an easy part of it. Mason Perez, when he got beat deep on his route, it was a good route by the kid, but move your feet, make a collision, and knock him off balance and get vertical with him. And then Benny getting beat in the end zone as well, just kind of took his eyes off the receiver. So they're all fixable things, and it's just we gotta get those things fixed, and we gotta be a little more focused, a little more disciplined, and be a little more accountable, to ourselves and in the way we're practicing the things that we're doing. Not that we don't practice well. It's just sometimes you get a little lax when you're going through little walkthrough things where you could actually use those reps to get better with your technique and your form.
You mentioned big plays. How big is the concern? It's like first half of the year, you hadn't given up very many at all, and you've almost given up as many in the last 2 or 3 games as you had up to that point.
I think just play a little more aggressive than what we want to. Coach Brown's always saying play aggressive, be physical, get to the ball, and maybe I need to pull him back just a little bit, on those things. Last week against Southern, it was hard for Travion because he's a nursing student, and he had clinicals all week, so he only had 1 day of practice, and it's hard to go play a game with 1 day of practice. But we still feel like he's our best. But those are things that we got to eliminate. I might just need to pull him back just a little bit with aggressiveness on trying to stop the run and let him play the pass just a little bit more. But I'm a guy that wants to stop the run first and make people throw, and I want guys that want to run downhill and be physical and hit people in the mouth. And so, I'm going to take the blame for that. So hopefully this week I'll find that happy medium with them where we can play both.
You mentioned running. Just talk about Shane Watt's game and just his maturity and just involvement at the running back position since he made that move.
The kid bet on himself, which is the coolest thing in the world. He was a defensive back. I would have got a chance to coach him. And now that I moved over to defense, I guess he wanted to move to offense. I guess that's how that works, Shane. So thanks, buddy. But no, he's done a tremendous job. He's really made that transition, and he's really, took pride in it, and he's really put a lot of time and effort into learning our offense and how things work. And I always knew he was pretty fast, and I always knew he was going to be a physical runner, but I just didn't know if he was going to be able to make that transition as easy as he did. But he put the work and the time and the effort in to do it. And he was on scholarship on defense, all right. And once he moved to offense, it wasn't going to be there anymore, just because we have offensive money and defensive money. So the kid bet on himself, and by him doing that, he's actually earned himself a little bit more money just because of the way he's performed and the way he's approached things and the way he's worked. But I'm very proud of him and the way he's progressed, as being, our top running back and doing the things that we need to do to win ball games.
Looking into this week, what are you seeing on film of a team that's kind of struggling right now?
They're a good football team. They really, really are. A couple breaks here and there. It just kind of reminds me of us, last year, really. Just they have a lot of injuries. The ball just isn't bouncing their way, turnover-wise, and giving up some big plays as well. But they got some guys that are big up front on the offensive line and defensive line. They got some really skilled, talented players. Their starting quarterback got hurt, getting the season. They're playing, with their backup, which for that kid's good because he's getting a lot of experience for the years to come, kind of like Jack did for us. So, I still see a good football team, and I see a team that likes to run the ball. Peterson still runs very, very well. He still runs hard. He can still get out in the open and break it. But, it's a good football team, and they're solid. And, I'm just hoping this isn't the week they put it all together because, there's each week to me they seem like they get a little bit better. They get a little bit more comfortable. And I was hoping we can go there and play hard, play physical, be aggressive, and get on them early.
How do you guard against, not intentionally, but a letdown among the players, like up against a one-win team that's struggling like that? How do you approach that as a coaching staff? Make sure they're in the right mindset.
Just understanding this conference. Every week's a battle, no matter who you're playing. And on any given day, anybody can get beat. So, we're probably going to be on them a little bit harder this week just to make sure that they stay focused and locked in and doing the things that they need to do to get better. Because, even after last week's performance, there's still a lot of things that we need to improve on, to get better. And if they want to call themselves a championship team, then there's things you got to do to be a champion, and there's still a lot of season to go, but these next 4 games can really determine a lot of what happens to the rest of our season as well. So every win's important, and if we do lose, that can hurt us badly. So we need to make sure we do everything that we possibly can to win. So hopefully there is some implications, or there is a chance to possibly get into the playoffs.
We play Western about just struggles wherever you play them, and Washburn's, I guess, right below them for whatever reason, here, there, or whatever. It's been a struggle. Any reason why, and how do you try to combat that?
I don't know. It's the same. That's what I told our coaches this morning. I don't know, for some reason when we go there, we play Washburn, we struggle as well. And I said, I just don't know if it's our kids overlooking them or what it is. Or there's just this jinx about us that we just struggle against these teams. But or maybe it's just the matchup itself on the way we both play the game. So. Hopefully this week we can get over that. It's just really getting our kids focused and locked in this week. We got a team meeting here at 2 o'clock, and we're going to make sure that they understand, what they need to do this week to be successful. And, they need to do those things. And, if they do the things we ask them to do, I think good things can happen. But if they don't, I know it's going to be a battle, and I know it's going to be a battle anyway because Coach Sherrill's going to have those guys ready to play.
3 wins in a row. Have you noticed that practices are getting more consistent in the way that you are practicing?
Yeah, it is, and we've cut them down just a little bit as well. You start getting 24-period practices instead of now we're doing 18. So that takes about, half an hour out of practice. So it's a little easier to stay focused, with especially for kids these days, that amount of time. And, we're not doing a lot of individual things anymore. We're still getting about 10 to 15 minutes individual, but most of it's group work or, maybe a blitz period or, doing scaling and team and getting through practice and getting them prepared for what they need to prepare for. So, but they have been good. The last 3 weeks have been pretty good. So we just need to continue to build off of those and hopefully make this week our best week.
Bryson Smith didn't play the second half. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Just felt like he was, had a couple of missed assignments, and I thought it was hurting us a little bit. So we just, had to go with the guys that knew exactly what they're doing because, missed assignments can kill a quarterback and can kill a football team and a football game. So, when you miss your assignments and don't know what you're doing, we got to put the next guy in there that knows what he's doing. Maybe he's not as talented, but the things that kid does do is he knows his routes, he knows where he's supposed to be, and he does those things, and that's what'll win you ball games.
You mentioned there's still several games to go yet, but what were the goals at the beginning of the year, maybe in terms of wins and losses or postseason or bowl games? Is there a list of goals that are still obtainable for this team, or have you surpassed them already?
Every goal is to win every single ball game, and that's kind of our goal going into each week, being the best that we possibly could be, and and get better, each week, which I think our kids have done. We just need to get off the roller coaster ride and quit having our ups and our downs, and I think we've been up for the most part the last 3 weeks, but there's still times, that we kind of fall down. So My thing was we just got better each week. That was the main goal for me. I didn't care about wins or losses. I just wanted to see our kids improve, play hard, play as a family, don't quit, play physical, and I think our kids have done that so far. And I said, Denver, look at the scoreboard. Just do everything we ask you to do and play hard and play for each other and play as a family. And the scoreboard will take care of itself. So, I think our kids have done that so far. We just need to keep improving. And, we just keep saying 0-0 each week. And so now let's just try to get this, win this week.
Are there certain, in those moments of letdown, are there certain kids, players, coaches, GAs, whatever it is that you're looking to try to help bring them out of that? Maybe not necessarily on the field, but on the sidelines?
I think it's just, I don't know, kids are just fun. I got a certain intensity about me on game day. And, I'm up and down the sidelines ranting and raving and, just trying to get guys motivated and excited and energized and, having some grit about them. And, it's just, I think it's just this world we live in right now. It's just a little lack of focus sometimes. If we just can continue to focus for, 4 quarters, I think this could be a really, really, really good football team. But I just feel like every quarter or every other series, we kind of have just a little bit of a letdown. That puts us behind the 8 ball a little bit, and because there's some of these teams that we probably could have put away if we just would have stayed focused for 4 quarters. And I think Kearney this week would have been one of those as well. But we just didn't. So we got to find some way to keep these kids focused and locked in, for 4 quarters. And I don't know how to do it. I've maybe just let them have their phones for a period or something. I don't know, or a minute to just kind of get their minds reset or reloaded. But I don't know what it is. But hopefully we can get these guys locked back in, or not locked back in, but just focus for 4 quarters, and hopefully we can win these games the way they're supposed to be won.
You mentioned last week that this Washburn team reminds you of your team a little bit last year, just with the number of injuries playing with you guys. I don't remember any of the teams feeling sorry for Fort Hays State a year ago when you were going through this. I'm imagining that there's not much feeling sorry for any team that might be going through it this year.
No, I don't think so. You can't, all right, because those kids improve as the year goes on, and then they get more confidence and they play harder, and they feel better about themselves, and they start playing a little bit more physical, and then they gain some confidence, and then they start playing really, really well. And I thought last year some of our young kids started really feeling good about themselves and started doing some really, really good things last year. They just weren't quite mature enough and strong enough to get the job done, and didn't quite have the techniques to get the job done yet. So a lot of these kids at Washburn have been playing hard for a long time, but again, it's a football game, and you want to win a football game, and you're going to do everything you possibly can to win a football game. So we need to go in there and be locked and loaded and ready to go and focused, and play our most physical game.